Thank you, Andrew, and again, a very warm welcome to all our members here this evening. It really has been a successful and history-making 12 months for South Australian cricket. In reflecting on the 2015-16 season, I'm filled with a great sense of pride in what SACA's players, staff, volunteers and all those who are associated with SACA have contributed and achieved this past year. To that end, there are some key strategic highlights I would like to focus on. Firstly, day-night Test cricket. I think what last November showed us is that day-night Test cricket is here to stay. And as the President highlighted earlier, this oval, or should I say your oval, hosted the first ever day-night Test match. We created and we were able to witness history in the making, and it's not often that you can say that. And the fans voted with their feet. 123,000 people over 3 days. That was more than the entire first 2 Test matches put together. 40% of the ticket sales also were from outside Adelaide. So what a boom for our South Australian economy. And on the topic of attendance, I'm very proud to say that through the course of the summer, there were 14 days in total where more than 40,000 people attended a day of cricket in Australia. Of those 14 days, with over 40,000 people, 7 of them, yes, half of them, were here at Adelaide Oval. What a ringing endorsement for Adelaide Oval as being the best cricket oval in the world. And also, if we go back to the day-night Test match, we were treated to what I thought was a great game of cricket, even though it was 3 days. We saw a thrilling contest between bat and ball, where the bowlers received some assistance for their efforts and the batsmen were made to earn their runs. There is no doubt that Adelaide will turn it on again in November, and I can't wait. I've lost count of the number of times that our members over the last few years have said to me that they want cricket here at Adelaide Oval on Australia Day. SACA has fought hard for our members, and we now have a long-term deal which has secured cricket content into the future. Cricket on Australia Day here at Adelaide Oval is iconic, and as I've said before, I believe it's part of our DNA. To have secured this fixture for another 5 years is incredibly exciting. And as part of that deal too, the Adelaide Strikers New Year's Eve fixture, which has also become iconic in the national cricket calendar around Australia, and I think it is now widely regarded as Adelaide's biggest New Year's Eve party. This will also remain at Adelaide Oval for the next 5 years. So if we look at the 3, what I would consider most iconic cricket matches in the fixture this year, we have Boxing Day, we have New Year's Eve, and we have Australia Day. Isn't it fantastic that Adelaide Oval will host 2 of those 3 iconic days? What a great result for our members and for our passionate fans and cricket lovers here in South Australia. On top of all that, we're also excited to announce an additional T20 International this summer. A double-header in February 2017, which features Australia's men and women's teams taking on Sri Lanka and New Zealand respectively. So with a day-night Test, Australia Day, T20 International, Big Bash, domestic summer, in my view, our cricket content here is unparalleled around the country. We have close to 40 days of cricket that you all can enjoy this summer. It has been a landmark 12 months for women's cricket, and I believe it has been one of the great successes for our state. I was lucky enough to be in Sydney last November for the Breeze Air SA Scorpions maiden WNCL title victory, which ended New South Wales' 10-year dominance in the competition. Led by coach Andrew McCauley and captain Lauren Ebsery, it was fantastic to see SACA's increased investment into women's cricket come to fruition. I can honestly say it was one of the most enjoyable days cricket I've ever witnessed. We're also thrilled this week to announce our new captain, Tegan McFarlane, as our new Scorpions captain, and I'm sure she will do a fantastic job. The rise of the Women's Big Bash League heralded also a new era for women's cricket, with double headers attracting big crowds and unprecedented TV ratings. 231,000 people viewed women's cricket matches on Channel 10. That is 3 times more than an average A-League soccer match attracts. And this season, the Big Bash has 12 matches on Channel 10, while all the other matches will be streamed live online by Cricket Australia. Such is the commitment to women's cricket. There is no doubt that the Women's Big Bash will only get bigger, showcasing the world's best female cricketers and providing a visible pathway for young girls to aspire to. There is great excitement around the growth of women's cricket. We've recently seen the hype around the AFL women's competition following the WBBL launch last season. Our view is we only see this as a good thing. We want to grow the pie and make women's sport as big as it can and should be. On a national scale, we have Megan Schutt, plus Amanda Wellington, Talia McGrath, Samantha Betts and Alex Price in the Shooting Stars squad. And in exciting news also, we will also welcome Charlotte Edwards, one of the greatest women's cricketers in the last 20 years, who will join us for this summer. What a huge coup for the Scorpions. Under the leadership of head coach Jamie Siddons and captain Travis Head, the West End Redbacks qualified for both the Matador Cup and Sheffield Shield finals last summer. This is something we have not achieved for over 20 years. And whilst the team fell short at the final hurdle, our young Redbacks team produced an exciting brand of cricket, not only in the final, but also throughout the whole summer. If you cast your mind back just 18 months ago, questions were being asked about our lack of success, about our strategic direction. So let me be very clear on that strategic direction. It is to produce players to play for Australia. A new captain was chosen. We invested in our youth and gave them opportunities to grow. The results speak for themselves. The emergence of Travis Head as our captain and the leadership group has been absolutely outstanding. Travis has gone from strength to strength, and together with Adam Zampa, they have evolved into regular Australian team members. Then, only 2 weeks ago, we received the great news that Travis and Adam, along with Joe Mennie and Dan Worrell, were chosen in the Australian touring team to go to South Africa. And if I can quote Tim Nielsen, who said, "Being selected for Australia was as big as winning a Shield title." It's been a long time since South Australia has had 4 players in a touring party. And I think Jamie Siddons captured it perfectly yesterday at our season launch about claiming higher honours.
Yeah, I think Tim's absolutely right. It's as good as winning. Every time you hear of a player going up from your group, it's like winning the Shield. I don't know about 4, but every one I think it's amazing, and it's exactly what we play the game for. Every time I meet with our boys as a group, it's about playing for Australia. The baggy green is the one thing that motivates us, and that's our mission: is to play for Australia, get players through, and when they get there, we want them to stay there and be successful players, like a Head or a Zampa is at the moment.
I don't think I could have said that any better. And speaking of Tim Nielsen, he has brought together an outstanding high-performance department, including what I believe is the best support staff team in Australia, who are delivering the best possible programs for our elite talent, from the underage teams right the way through to the Redbacks and Scorpions. Tim's passion for South Australian cricket, I can assure you, is almost unparalleled, and his work with our high-performance program has embodied that. But, despite a great season, the job is not done. Our plan was for more, and still is for long-term success. With high expectations of a number of players representing Australia, it will test our depth. But what a great problem it is to have. I'm also extremely proud of our game and market development department, who have worked tirelessly to promote our game. Led by Shane Bernhardt, who was tasked with delivering SACA's strategy to market, the professionalism of Shane and his team cannot be questioned, and their results have been outstanding. With over 112,000 playing the game in some form in South Australia, cricket participation rates have never been healthier, and they continue to grow. In fact, 4 years ago, our participation number was 77,000. That's a 35,000 increase in just 4 years. Absolutely outstanding, Shane, and congratulations on that result. Perhaps most tellingly, South Australia also has had an 18% increase in female participants from the previous year, with over 25,000 females playing some form of cricket. And all this is on the back of tireless work and financial investment into our total cricket department spend, which last year totalled over $5 million for the financial year. Then, if we add to that this year, a further proposed investment of $10 million into Park 25, and you can see there is much to be excited about. This is a large sum of money to spend on cricket. It is therefore important to reiterate the importance of our membership fees and the growth in cricket that those funds, your funds, are delivering. Last year, our revenues exceeded over $10 million from our SACA membership. Thanks to our General Manager of Membership, Grant Wallen, and his hard-working team, we will continue to add value to the SACA membership product. I know Grant and his team have some very exciting initiatives which will be unveiled throughout the course of this year, which they are working on for our members moving forward. The Adelaide Strikers, and what an iconic photograph that is of Travis. What a fantastic night that was. The Adelaide Strikers are the talk of the town during the summer months. In BBL 05, we dominated the league, both on and off the field. With an average attendance of 42,000 plus, we were number one in the league, number one. And if it wasn't for 44 degrees at the first game, I'm sure we would have had the best average attendance in the whole of Australian sport. So our 42,000, after having a lesser number on that 44-degree day, our 42,000 average competes with the top AFL teams, for example, like Collingwood, who average 46,000. That's something for us to look to achieve and exceed. We also had an average of 1.1 million TV viewers per match. That also made us the number one most watched sports team in Australia, the Adelaide Strikers. Fantastic. And if we put that in perspective, all those numbers that I've just given you, South Australia is 9% of the Australian population, yet we deliver 21% of the total BBL attendance. Thank you for your support in that regard and our passionate public. I know that Dizzy Gillespie is already looking forward to coming back to Adelaide for BBL 06 and taking the team one step further. But also having said that, the success of our Strikers is not just the games on the oval. It's about family and it's about entertainment. To deliver this product requires creative genius and innovation. I'm very proud of what our Strikers General Manager Bronwyn Cly and her talented team produce each year. It would also be remiss of me not to mention the enormous contribution of Andrew Sincock to the Strikers. His passion, his commitment and contribution as chairman was unparalleled anywhere in the game. Thank you. The financial success of 2015-16 has been underpinned by the utilisation of Adelaide Oval and our record attendances during the summer. Excluding the Cricket World Cup in 2015, we saw the greatest number of cricket attendees during the 2015-16 summer than we have ever had in Adelaide in over 140 years. I've already mentioned those figures, 50% of attendances over 40,000, 7 of the 14 days here at Adelaide Oval. The challenge, though, of what has been an enormously successful summer is to make sure that we continue to have those attendances and we continue to generate those financial results. And moving forward, we need to remain cognizant of the fact that we have the best oval in the world and we need to continue to sweat the asset for all South Australians. While cricket, of course, will be our priority, the stadium must continue to attract major international events. In simple terms, the stadium has to pay for itself. In closing, I've always said that the key to a good organisation is to surround yourself with good people. I am lucky to have an extremely talented and hard-working team both on and off the field. With the support I'm given at board level to my executive team and staff of more than 80, our members should know that SACA is in a strong and viable position as we move into an exciting era for cricket in this state. Working in cricket is enjoyable, but it's also hard work. I ask our members here tonight to think about all those days that you come and enjoy a day's cricket at Adelaide Oval. Our dedicated staff have been here long before you arrive, they're here long after you go home, and then they are back early again the next day to do it all again. I'm proud to say that they do this in a professional manner, but more importantly, they do it with a smile on their face. They understand that a day at the cricket is special, and they work hard to ensure that our members leave at the end of a day's play saying, "We had a great day at the best cricket oval in the world." I'm proud to lead such a dedicated team. I would now like to invite the President to return to the stage so that we can formally adopt the annual report and take your questions. Thank you.